Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Faye Watt, and let's queer up the USA view. Here's what you need to know about Supreme Court revisit to gay marriage. The re-election of Donald Trump has fueled fears that the Supreme Court could overturn Obergefell versus Hodges, the 2015 ruling that legalized same-sex marriage. With the court already having reversed Roe v. Wade, concerns are mounting that LGBTQ rights could be next. Legal experts say the court cannot revisit the case on its own. It must be raised through a legal challenge. Professor Lawrence Friedman explained, quote, "For the court to overturn Obergefell, it would have to hear a case arguing for that result," end quote. Justice Clarence Thomas has already suggested that same-sex marriage may not be protected under the Constitution. He also questioned other rights, like contraception access and even legal same-sex intimacy. However, some legal scholars believe the court may hesitate. Professor Jeffrey Stone noted, quote, "Some justices may want to maintain the court's credibility and avoid appearing politically motivated," end quote. Still, Republican lawmakers in Idaho recently passed a resolution urging the court to reconsider marriage equality. Experts warned that similar efforts could follow in other states. These attempts may be underway to explore legal challenges, even placing ridiculous standards on the limits of marriage. This is likely the intended result, to have the resolutions or even new law in a state to be challenged into federal court and then ultimately the Supreme Court. While the Respect for Marriage Act offers some protections, it doesn't stop states from refusing to issue same-sex marriage licenses if Obergefell is overturned. 35 states still have inactive bans that could be reactivated. Queer families are preparing for potential legal battles, knowing that the fight for equality may not be over. Social justice activists suggest that the one thing they know for sure is that the challenge to same-sex marriage has just begun in earnest. Where do I begin on this? Clarence Thomas, you make me sick. Okay, we can start there for sure. They're coming for us, and we've had our eye on this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We knew this was coming. It was in Project 2025,
right.
Even though
Mm-hmm.
he said that he did not, he doesn't support Project 2025, but he seems to be starting at page 1. Right, in the whole manifesto. No, that is Project 2025. Some people, we've gotten like mixed signals from a lot of people, right? Just like from this story, right? There's people that are saying that the people who are married right now will just be grandfathered in, right? There are other people that are just going to be certain restrictions to anyone who gets married moving forward, Like I've said before, if you're gay and you're in a marriage that is committed and you're in a relationship that you have been committed to each other for a little while, more than a weekend, go get married.
For sure.
Go get married and protect yourself and your love and your spouse. You would hate for something to happen to your partner and you not be able to help. I mean, we're going back to those times. It's disgusting and ridiculous, but it really is. Me and my wife are married, and we've already started talking to, legal folks to see if there's any other paperwork that we might need to do. She's got an autistic son. Okay. If something were to happen to her tomorrow, I would not be able to take care of him, under certain legal restrictions. Right. So, folks at home, look into your own things. Look into your own paperwork. Make sure that you have all the T's crossed and the I's dotted. If you have children, even more so. If you own property, if you have a business, I can go on and on and on. They're coming for us, okay? You're going to have to pry these rings off my dead freaking lesbian body, okay? But they're coming for us, so we should prepare.
Well, let's hope that legal scholars such as Professor Jeffrey Stone is right when he said, quote, "Some justices may want to maintain the court's credibility and avoid appearing politically motivated." See, it all comes down to politics. And so we already know what this court can do under Trump's
regime.
Political motivation. Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about? We're just talking about two people that just want to enter into a contract with one another.
That's it.
And that's all it is. And whether they're heterosexual or homosexual or anything in between, so what? Really, that's really all this boils down to.
Yeah.
And are you going to, in your state, push lawmakers to, have your tax money file these things and go through all of that? Is it worth it to you? And I don't think it's really worth it to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because people just kind of overlook that when they're voting and stuff.
Well, there's a lot of hate out there.
But there is a lot of hate.
And at one point in time, when interracial marriage is also out of the question. If I were to marry Carvel, we'll be a double whammy. What will happen then?
Okay, but what happens to Clarence Thomas, who is right now married to a white woman? He forgets that too.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of things to think about. But people want to rush to get married. think about it first. Come talk to Miss Holy Angels. We'll talk you through the process. No, because we will talk you through what's right. And
Get
everything else.
married. I'm an efficient. I've married already 5 people in the last month. Okay, so get married. Let's go.
There'll be a surplus.
Join the revolution, baby. Let's get 2 rings on those fingers. All right. Thank you, Greg. That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.